Okay, so we are going to paint. Hi, I'm going to be painting kind of a winter sunflower, well, more like a fall sunflower. Yeah, we're going to start with just a big circle here. And I'm going to try my best to paint this kind of upside down. I'll turn it sometimes as well. But as a paint party host, a lot of times we are painting upside down and sideways. So, and what the subject today while we're painting, I'm going to talk a little bit about Girl Math, the Paint Party Edition. This has been so fun. How many of y'all have heard of Girl Math? Let me know, Ashley, Cindy. Let me know if you have heard of Girl Math yet. If you haven't, we're going to have some fun kind of talking about something that's been such a big conversation between me and Pixie in the past few weeks. So let me know if you've ever heard of Girl Math. Just put a heart or a comment or let me know one of your Girl Math things. Oh, Ashley hasn't heard of it yet. Oh, it's so hilarious. Oh my gosh. So pretty much just a lot of really crazy stuff. Like, for example, if you pay with cash, it was free because it was already taken out of the bank account, which I think is so silly. And so if you go on Instagram or TikTok or anything and just type in Girl Math, you'll see just fun, different ways that us as girls sometimes like to justify our expenses. So what I decided to come up with is Girl Math, but Paint Party Edition. Paint Party Edition. Hi, Jeanette. Oh, hey, PPHQ. BFF here. Hello, BFF. If you're in PPHQ, please let me know by just doing a hashtag PPHQ. I would love to give you a shout out. So what we're doing today is we're painting a fall sunflower scene. It's going to get better, I promise. But I'm kind of painting it upside down while talking, just because this is how we do it in the paint party world. A lot of times, if we are painting painting at all, sometimes you teach a party and you don't even have to paint it. If you're painting at all, then a lot of times you're doing it sideways or like this. So we're just getting the base down right now. And then let me know if you have ever heard of Girl Math, the PPH. Well, this is the Paint Party Edition. So what I like to do is I like to think about things that I want, okay? So a lot of times, you know, we get stuck in this mindset, and I'm going to go just real quick, if that's okay with you, into the positivity versus negative thinking. Let me know if that's okay with you. Just put a yes if you want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, then this may not be the channel for you at this point. But I just want to tell you just a little bit about how we think and how it basically changes everything. So if we're always thinking, well, you know, I can't have a paint party, nobody's going to sign up in my small town. Let's see, Kathy, you always make people happy. Thank you. Oh, Kathy, thank you for saying that. That makes me happy that you said that. Thank you. I've heard every single reason why people cannot do a paint party. I've literally heard it all. Oh, good. Lisa says yes. Christina says yes. Jeanette, absolutely want to hear it. It's so true. I was actually reading in my Bible this morning just the power of my words, the power of our words, and how important, you know, how it can be poison, how we can say things and it's just not good. I mean, I said something yesterday to Bobby that was not nice, that I had to apologize for. I mean, if you can relate and you've ever said anything mean to your husband or your kids, like, it happens to the best of us. We all are going to make mistakes. We're all going to say things that we don't mean or that we don't want to say. And I apologized, and, you know, we made up and everything's fine. And that's part of marriage. That's part of being married 26 plus years. I think it's 26 and a half now. I don't know for sure. It's a long time. And so we've had to apologize to each other a few times, right? I mean, that's part of marriage. That's part of life. And then, you know, we move on. But I think just the power of our words either give us life or they give us death. And I think it's so, so important that, you know, if we're sitting here and our perspective is always, you know, this can't happen for me, or I can't have a paint party because nobody else. Oh, Jeanette, thank you. I'm not the only one. She says, yep, popped off at my hubby of 35 years yesterday. I know. I don't know why sometimes we do that, right? And we don't mean to, and we have to say we're sorry, and then we move on, right? And they forgive us, and tonight we're going to dinner. So it'll all be okay. But there are times when we do things like that. We're human. And so I want to bring it to, and then in a minute, I'm going to do girl math, but I want to bring this to your attention because I hear all the time, you know, I can't have a paint party because of this, or, you know, somebody else is doing this in my town, so now I can't, or, I'm not an outgoing person, so because I'm not an extrovert, I can't do an event, or, you know, oh, I don't know where to get the stuff. Like every single excuse pretty much has crossed my path through people. Marcy, yep, I'm a snapper. Yeah, my husband he bought me a keychain one time that said, 0 to bitch in like 3 seconds or something like that. Because like, I think it was because I was always hungry. Like I got real hangry back when I was younger. And, man, it's for real. You got to make sure you're feeding yourself because I do that a lot. Pixie will be like, are you hungry, Mom? I'm like, yeah, I think that's what it is. I just need something to eat, then I'm fine. So yeah. So anyway, so just thinking through that, like, what can you do to change that mindset? And, you know, I'm all about like taking action. I'm all about like having something that you want to do and happen. And I'm not that person that's going to be like, just wish it, and it'll all be great. You still need to take action. But part of taking action is the way you are thinking about it. I think there was a study done. I need to Google it to make sure. Let me ask Alexa if she knows. Alexa, how many thoughts does the average human have per day?
From fitnessblender.com, psychologists estimate that humans have an average of 6,000 thoughts per day.
Wow, 6,000 thoughts per day. That is a lot going on in this brain, right? 6,000 thoughts per day. That's not even probably the unconscious thoughts that our brain is having and telling us all the time, right? Yes, Sarah, it's all about the mindset for sure. And so I want to remind y'all as you're, you know, getting ready for fall. So I cannot tell y'all how many people I have seen. Let me show you. Okay, I'm party up top, or I'm party on the bottom. I'm dressed up top. I got my yoga shorts on. So sorry, I'm not full. I'm like the typical Zoom, like shorts on the bottom, then professional, not professional, professional. So I got to get up to show you this though. I am now calling this the money pumpkin. I'm calling this the money pumpkin because I cannot believe how many of you in Paint Party headquarters have already made money off of this painting. So many of you. So I'm now phrasing it. We have the cash cow. Now I'm calling this the money pumpkin because it seriously is making money for so many of y'all. Not just me, but many, many, many of you inside of Paint Party headquarters. Let's see. All of the questions Heidi is mentioning in here, she addresses. Yes. Oh, good. Thank you, Jeanette. So anyway, so I just want you to know, like, if your mindset is always negative, always thinking the worst, always going, that's never going to happen for me. That's what's going to happen. That's how you're going to be. Again, like I said before, I used to be the most negative person in the world. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I know, I love this sweater too. This is my first time wearing it because it's too hot still in Texas. So I'm wearing it for y'all first. Very excited. So I want you to remember that, like, we have to be in control of our mindset. We have to go, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to think about things today? So I want to challenge you. To be in control of your mindset. Be in control of the way you are thinking about yourself, about other people, about the way your business is going to be. You know, anytime my business is like maybe not doing as great as I hope it'll do, I pray for God to show me opportunities and then I take action. So I want you to ask yourself honestly, like, have you been in a space where you're just complaining, you know, or are you in a space of maybe praying for God to show you opportunities and then taking action? What space are you in? And it's okay to be in the spot right now where maybe you are noticing that it's more about complaining than taking action, but that's the first step to getting through that. Like I said before, my husband used to call me out. He would say, "You were the most negative person. I didn't even know I was doing it." He said, "Heidi, you would complain if you got the cash option if you won the lottery. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh, I am not negative. And he's like, you complain about everything. And I was like, no, there's no way. And then I started really kind of watching my words, watching the way I talked about things, watching just my mannerisms, just all of it. And once I started doing that, I started realizing that, yeah, I was a complainer. Like, I complained about everything. Nothing was okay, you know? And once we start like looking at that and realizing, you know, we do that and it's okay. But we need to, now that we know, we can change it, right? Because I don't know about y'all, but very, very thankful we get second, third, fourth chances, you know, many, many chances, because we need them. We need them. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to accidentally say something to our husband that we shouldn't, or to our kids that we shouldn't, things like that. So I want you to remember that. Marie says, I am an extremely introverted person, and I have my first open studio community paint event on the 20th. I'm so nervous, but I'm pushing through. Oh my gosh, Marie. First off, let's all congratulate Marie on her first paint party. That's amazing. And secondly, Marie, anytime I'm nervous, like when I'm putting out the supplies, I just like say a prayer for that person. You know, like if I'm putting out like their brushes and I have their brushes out, I just say a quick prayer. And like as I'm walking, not like stop, dear God, you know, but just kind of praying over the event. And then also do that. If you're in Paint Party headquarters, I have that kind of intro I do. That intro is built to get the attention off of me and to put it onto them, because it gives me a second to, it's okay, right? It gives me a second to take a moment off, with eyes off of me. Even the quickest, easiest question of saying, you know, something like, who has never painted before? Oh, look around. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It gets the attention off of you and onto them for a minute. Jeanette says, Harvest Blue Cash Pumpkin was my first paint party and I made $900. I'm telling you, it is the money pumpkin. It is the cash pumpkin. It is crazy. Very, very cool. Carolyn, I love that. Nobody likes a windy whiner. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more of this kind of, I think it's the deep ochre. I'm going to add a little bit more deep ochre to this. And then I want to talk about Girl Math Paint Party Edition. Girl Math Paint Party Edition. Oh, good. I see a lot of y'all saying congratulations. That's awesome. Yes, the cash pumpkin is definitely cash pumpkin, money pumpkin, whatever you want to call it. It is really, most of my parties are with that pumpkin. That's the thing. Like, you don't need 1,000 paintings to make a great season for the fall. You just need a few really great ones, and then you just keep teaching those at all your locations. All right, so I'm adding this on here, and I'm painting sideways and a little upside down just to show you this is kind of how you teach it in a paint party venue. Unless you're like me, a lot of times I don't even paint it. I'll just say the next step. And in Paint Party headquarters, remember, you have access to the lookbook, and then most of the designs we have, when you click on it, so for example, if you were clicking on this one right here, it would have the tracer, the step-by-step instructions, all of that, so you can just give it to your painters. So, and they're really great if you're making kits. You'll have almost everything ready. You just grab it and go. Okay, Girl Math, Paint Party Edition. All right, so what is Girl Math? Girl Math is basically a fun thing. It's kind of a trend that's going on where it's, you know, kind of pretty much telling the boys how us girls justify our spending. For example, if you got to spend $40 to get free shipping, but you only found a shirt for $30, well, you would be losing money if you didn't buy that extra $10 so you could get free shipping. Isn't that amazing? And when you think about it, when you hear them, there's so many of them that literally are that way. Let's see. Oh, Annie says, love Girl Math. Tammy says, Cruz paid for cash. Oh, Cruz paid for cash pumpkins that, yay, high five, high five. She paid for her creative cruise that all the PPHQ and friends are going on in January of 2025. Oh my gosh, we have almost 400 of you already signed up, and many more are signing up. So very excited about that. If you want to know more about that for Paint Party headquarters, just go check the featured section. And then, let's see, you know we're all laughing really hard right now. I know, Sarah, it's because it literally is, a lot of it is so true. Jeanette says, and that money pumpkin is so simple to teach and for new experienced painters to paint. I love it. I know, it's so good. Okay, another girl math example. Let me think of another one that I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. So the free shipping one, that gets you every time. So this one, Pixie told me somebody had it up, and she said that if you're at like a thrift store and you find like a really great blazer and you're going to go for a job interview for that, and that job may pay you $100,000 a year, and the blazer was, $30 at the thrift store. Well, if you don't buy that blazer at $30 at the thrift store, you've actually lost $100,000 because that blazer would have helped you get that job that would have paid you $100,000. So you're losing money if you don't spend the 30. Girl math, right? It's so justifiable. So anyway, so I thought it'd be fun, and I would love y'all's comments too. If y'all would help me in a little paint party edition of girl math, okay? So I like to do it a little bit more realistic where it's like, okay, if I want to pay for a cruise to the Bahamas to go with PPHQ, for example, let's say I need $650. So I would say, hey, Alexa, what's 650 divided by 35?
650 divided by 35 is approximately 18.5714.
18.57. So we'll round up to 19, okay? So 19 painters pays for a cruise, and that's only one paint party, all right? So what else can we do, girl math? So let's say these nails have got to get redone. Look at how grown out they are. All right, it cost me about $50 to $60 to get my nails done. So if you take $35 a painter, I would need basically 2 painters to get my nails done. So I love thinking about what I want to have happen in my life based on how many painters I need to paint for something. So what else can we do? What's something, and you can just put it in the comments, what's something that you want to try to accomplish, and we'll girl math it paint party style. And Sarah says, if I want to go off-roading with my girlfriends, I need to sell 1 paint kit so I have the gas to put in my side-by-side. Yes, exactly. So I look at paint parties now as, okay, that's Pixie getting senior clothes, for example. So she's a senior. Pixie has like a photo shoot we have to do for her senior. Like, I've never had a senior, so I'm new to all of this. But apparently you got to have photos for like the graduation cards and all of that stuff. And so we're getting her photo stuff ready, and we're also buying her a dress. We're buying her, actually she needed a white dress and something else. I was like, you're not getting married, but apparently they have to have a white dress in one of the photos. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, we're going to go buy her a dress. How much money do I need for something like that? Okay. So send me one. Are you talking about her? Oh my gosh. If she sent all of Paint Party headquarters a graduation invite, shit, y'all would pay for her college. I'm sure that would be insane. All the aunts online Pixie has, especially all of y'all that have watched her grow up. That's crazy. So yeah, so just thinking about like stuff that I need to pay for her college, her senior year is like, okay, if I need to pay this, I think about it paint party style. Okay, I need 5 painters to get her a dress, for example, whatever the dress looks like. So just think about how you can do that. So put in the comments, no kidding, I'll tell Pixie, put in the comments something that you have a goal for, and let me know, and then we'll see if we can girl math it, okay? So is it a massage? Is it to pay, like on the video I did earlier, I did like a quick little girl math video, and I said to pay for soccer lessons, and I'm like, I don't know what they cost because Pixie doesn't play soccer. So that was a fail on my part. So if y'all know how much it costs to play soccer, it could be something like that. It could be you want to save up to go on a road trip. What does it cost to do a really cool road trip for you and your family, or just you by yourself, whatever that looks like. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more to this, and I'm going to watch to see what your girl math ideas are. Let's see. Sarah says, if I want to start a splatter tent, need 3 painters to buy the black light, ropes, and 6 painters to buy that fancy tent. So I need 9 painters to start a whole nother way of making extra income. You're getting it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So fun. Okay. If anybody's watching me at work, they now probably just got in trouble because I got excited. Okay. Marcy, to pay off your house. Okay. So what I would do to pay off a house is I would think about like, okay, how much is your mortgage? So if your mortgage is $1,500 a month, you're looking at about 42 painters a month just to pay the mortgage. Now, if you want to pay it off faster, then maybe you have 2 of those parties, 2 giant parties at 42 painters a month to pay now $3,000 a month towards that mortgage. So you can have a lot of fun with it and set up goals. Let's see, Sarah, I snorted laughing when you said you didn't know how much soccer lessons were because Pixie doesn't take soccer. The whole video was freaking out. So true and funny. I'm glad you liked it. I'm really trying over here with my creative videos, just trying to make y'all laugh. So if you don't watch my reels yet, I would appreciate it if you would, because I really do try to make y'all laugh. I try to think about what could I do that would make Sarah and Tammy and Brandy and Denise, what could I do to make y'all laugh today? It's my job. That's what I take it very serious, very serious. And Tammy says, it would take me 3 painters to go on the most amazing horseback riding adventure in Branson for $75. Or wait, no, I didn't do that math right. Alexa, what's 35 times 3?
35 times 3 is 105.
So around $105. That is awesome. Very, very awesome. I want to see pictures of that too. That's so cool. I know we were talking, me, Bobby, and Pixie the other day about something we could do together as a family. And I was like, what about, because me and Pixie want to start, like, not a fight club, but we were talking about boxing. And then we were like, oh man, what if we start a fight club like Brad Pitt? First rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. And then we started, you know, of course, being silly and talking all about it. And Bobby's like, you're going to break your wrist. You're going to break your wrist if you're trying to do that. And then we started talking about horseback riding. And I was like, oh, we could all do horseback riding. That would be pretty cool. So I might try to look up some local places just to go like maybe once a month. So if me, my daughter, and my husband all want to go once a month horseback riding, I would need to see how much that cost. And then I could use girl math to my paint party edition to add it up and see what that would cost. And so it's just another way to look at your dreams and goals and the way you want to get it. Instead of us, you know, at the beginning of this, I talked about our attitude and the way our brains, what did it say, 6,000 thoughts a day. It's insane. 6,000 thoughts a day going through our brains. And so if, you know, a lot of those are negative, if we've trained ourselves to always think negative, if we've trained ourselves to always kind of not think about the possibilities and the opportunities and the things coming our way, that's what's going to happen, right? I know it sounds so, simple or so cheesy, but it's so true. It's the way we think about life that our perspective changes everything. So really thinking about the words you're saying, thinking about, yes, of course, being kind, but not just being kind to other people, being kind to yourself. And then thinking about, okay, how, if I really want certain things to happen, you know, what are we, 3 months, not even 3 months away. We're not even 3 months away from Christmas. This is what's freaking me out. We're not even 3 months away from Christmas. And, you know, some people will use a credit card this Christmas. And I did that for a lot of years. A credit card for Christmas. That was the only way. And another tip I always did, which, I mean, I don't want y'all to do this, but that's what I did in the past, is they used to have like skip a car payment month. And so thankfully because of the bankruptcy, which taught me so much, I know, isn't that crazy? I can smile when I say bankrupt because it taught me so much, is that we don't have car payments. We don't have credit cards. So I have to pay for my Christmas in cash. It has to be budgeted. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you budget it and you pay with your stuff in cash, Christmas morning just feels different. It really, really, really feels different. So if we change our perspective on life, and instead of being in a negative space, what if we're like, let's figure out how to make the money for Christmas. So what's your Christmas budget? Is it $500 you're going to spend? Is it $300 you're going to spend? Is it $1,000? Are you one of those people that go totally crazy on Christmas and you spend, as much money as possible, right? Whatever it is, that's fine. Just budget for it. Just budget for, I'm going to put a little pumpkin over here and see what happens. Just budget for it. And then that way you can do it. So I want you to think about life in that terms instead of always the negative. Jeanette says, so much truth in Cash Christmas. It is huge for mindset. It is so big. Let me turn this just a little bit so I can see it, but also try to paint it for y'all. It is so big. If you can do your cash for Christmas, and that's, a couple of challenges I have for you is thinking about your girl math paint party edition of the things you want, like the positive mindset of that. And I'm just mixing a couple of oranges to kind of get this variation. Just kind of challenge you for that. And then also the challenge of not having your Christmas paid for with credit cards. And how can you make that money? Well, a lot of people inside Paint Party headquarters have already made several thousands of dollars just by teaching the blue pumpkin. It is crazy. So I want you to know there's ways out there. Even if you're working full time, you don't have to just have that money, right? Like if you're working full time and you need the extra money, you don't have that money for Christmas, but you're like, oh, that sounds good. A cash Christmas, that sounds great. Waking up to that. Somebody just earlier posted they made $900 with that one. That was one paint party. $900. That's Christmas. I mean, it's a great Christmas. $900 for Christmas. That's awesome. So remember, it doesn't have to be like this crazy amount, but the idea of waking up Christmas morning and it being totally debt-free, there's just a different feeling. I remember when I used to charge it all on credit cards, and the feeling when I woke up and opened was just like, oh, this isn't going to leave. I'm going to have to pay for this later. Like it was just that, that sick at my stomach feeling, and I know that sometimes people are like, well, that's the only way I can do it. It's really not. It's really not. There are other ways to do it. But again, we have to look at our perspective. We have to look at the way we're thinking about things. Once we start thinking about things different, it's like the world opens up and you can't unthink it. You can't unthink it. The other day, this is a story. Me and my daughter were shopping the other day. And we were, how like sometimes you go the rounds. You hit up Marshall's. You hit up, TJ Maxx. You hit up Ross. You hit up Ulta, Home Goods. You know how like all those stores are kind of all over like in the same place. So me and Pixie were kind of like, actually we're getting ready for that Halloween thing that I did downstairs. Did anybody see my tree downstairs? Did you see it? Anyway, I was really excited because I took the tree from Paint Party Business Live. Let's see, there are 2 cabins close to where we were. I'll pay for your horse trip with your cash pumpkin. Let's go. Tammy, are you inviting somebody to the horse thing? That's awesome. So anyway, so we were, going around the, just around the town. We had a coffee and we were just kind of checking all the fun fall stuff out so I could get, that cute little part in my living room now that all the Paint Party Business Live stuff was gone, because we had our entire house was a warehouse for almost the last year. It was insane. Hey, Kim from Porter. Hello. Oh, good. Thank you, Sarah. I know I never wanted to leave, but eventually we're going to have to move it because of Christmas tree. But anyway, so we were just kind of going around to all the different places. Ulta, Home Goods, all the different places, grabbing a few things here and there that we needed for that little setup. Then what we noticed is every single time we checked out, of course, I mean, it's their job, right? They're like, oh, what's your rewards number? Oh, do you want to, get the so-and-so credit card so you can get so much off your purchase today? And it just, every single store did that. Every single store. And of course, my daughter's sitting there watching me and I'm going, no, thank you. We'll just pay for this, but by like the 12th time, you're kind of like, no, I said no means no, right? Like, no means no. And so I like when I got in the car, I said, Pixie, I was like, did you see how many times I could have gotten debt today, just in the past 2 hours? I could have gotten to debt at Ulta. I could have gotten to debt at the home store. I could have gotten to debt at Ross. I could have gotten to debt at Marshall's. I could have gotten to debt at freaking Taco Bell, it seems like. It literally just feels like, oh, did it stop for everybody? Phyllis? Hopefully not. Let me know if you can hear me. Maybe it's just Phyllis. Maybe it's her internet, hopefully. Hopefully not for Phyllis, but for all of us. Let me know if you can hear me still. But just so many places. So I want you to notice next time you go shopping. I mean, even Walmart now, you can get a credit card for Walmart, right? Oh, good. And I think it's crazy to think like, I mean, you go grocery shopping, you get a credit card for it. You're going to obviously max that out immediately. So just really, as you're thinking about like the power of your thoughts and the power of your words, also think about as you go shopping, how many times you can get into debt in these certain places. And instead of, and it was so funny the other day on the way home, me and Pixie were talking and she goes, I don't know what it is, Mom, but I just feel like if I ever get in a bind, I can just do a paint party and make some money. And I thought, oh, she sees the power of it. She's like, and I was like, oh, Pixie, I think I'm going to go live and make you re-say that because that was amazing. She sees the power of, she can go do a paint party and make $1,000 in a night. I mean, paint party money is serious money. So if you're already doing it, hopefully you already know this. If you're not already doing paint parties, hopefully this will get you to be thinking, kind of just starting to think about what are the possibilities. I can't hear you and you're frozen. Will somebody put in the chat, Phyllis, try to go out and back in? Because I don't think she's going to hear me say that. I would really appreciate it if you could do that. So Phyllis, if somebody can just type Phyllis, if you'll go out and back in, that'd be awesome. Anyway, how's this coming? What do y'all think? Good, bad, indifferent? You think it could be a good one? I'm just gonna put a little bit of the dark green in here. Sorry, y'all. I could talk about money all day. It is one of my favorite discussions. Yeah, Pixie got in the car too the other day and it was like on really loud. And she was like, what are you listening to? It was a podcast. I was like, it's the Debt-Free Scream on Dave Ramsey. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Tammy says, I cleared 1,500 last paint party. Tammy, congratulations. Let's all congratulate Tammy for that. Y'all, it's some serious money. I think people don't realize how serious the money is until they start doing it. And then they're like, oh, it really is a profit every party. Profit from the first time. So any of y'all listening, if you're new to this, please say hi. We would love to say hi to you personally. And then also for those of you that are already doing this, remember you don't have to have 5,000 paintings to make a good living at this. Almost all of my October paintings include the cash pumpkin, the money pumpkin. We're trying to figure out what'll stick, money pumpkin or cash pumpkin. I don't know. Maybe it's cash pumpkin because we already have the cash cow. But here's another fun painting I just did. If you're inside Paint Party headquarters, you know the drill. I'll finish it up and then I'll just take a picture of it. So if you want to use it, if not, I literally painted it upside down sideways while talking to you. So it's probably not my best work. However, I'll clean it up and take pictures for Paint Party headquarters. All right, so let me know how you are doing. I'd love to know if you're already kind of in a positive mindset where you're already doing paint parties, or if you're in a place where you feel like you need to kind of think about that again. Think about what's going on. Think about how you're approaching life, because we are less than 90 days away from Christmas, and I want you all, like sitting under your Christmas tree, proudly giving your presents to your family members and knowing that you paid cash for it. Even if you painted, you did some paint parties just for the Christmas part, there's nothing better than rolling into January not having a big credit card payment for all your Christmas presents. So make it happen. Let's see, we have Annie. She said, hi, Annie. She says, so awesome. My daughter now looks at my schedule and literally calculates my profits and supply costs. She also gets paid for helping. I love that. Oh my gosh, I love that. Love the black canvas effect. Awesome. Jeanette says, have a paint party tonight. Yay. And Annie's daughter is 13. That is the power of it. Like Pixie, she knows how much money we bring in from our paint parties, but for her to realize, like, if I ever feel like I get in a bind, I'll just put together a paint party. Makes me so happy because it is some serious money. So if you don't think paint party money is serious, go teach a paint party. It is serious cash. And I just love being able to teach y'all about this. So I'd love for you to watch some of my other videos. If you're new to me, welcome. Go watch some of my other videos. Hopefully you'll learn some more stuff about paint parties. For those of you that are in Paint Party headquarters and a part of this, I'll clean this up, make it a little prettier, and then I'll take some pictures of it if you want to use it. Oh, and Tammy's granddaughter works for her now. That's amazing. Sarah says, I love all the young entrepreneurs that we're creating from our children watching us. I know. Oh my gosh, that makes me like, just so happy. I never even thought about that until as Pixie's been watching over the years, and then now seeing Annie's daughter, your daughter, Sarah, so many of y'all's daughters and granddaughters and grandsons and kids, sons, whatever, like so many are watching and they're seeing what's happening. And there's something about like saying it, and then there's something about like going and doing it and then having the money to do what you need to do. And so when they see that and they see you every time you go to a store, you pay out of your debit card, you pay cash, it's kindly say, no, I would not like that credit card. We are being an example to this younger generation that they don't have to get into debt. And I think it's very, very powerful. So remember, if you're already in debt, it's not too late. It's not too late to change your habits. And when I went bankrupt, I always said, like, I didn't go bankrupt over just a few wrong choices. I made many, many, many choices that caused that bankruptcy. And so to get back on the path to where I'm financially successful, it's many, many, many choices to be financially successful. So don't, all of a sudden say, well, I can't do it this week, so it can't happen. That's not true. Like, it's going to take time, and it's okay that it takes time. So I hope this helps you. If this will help you or a friend, maybe tag them in it. And I love that, Sarah. For me, seeing paint parties creates a job for my daughter with special needs is priceless. Yeah, that too, y'all. It's not, I will say this till I die, it's never really about paint parties. Never has been and never will be. The connections, the friendships, the people you're able to help, bringing people together, it's just amazing. So I'm all about sharing God's love through art, and I know many, many of you are as well. So I hope this helps you. I hope you enjoyed this little painting time and girl math with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.